Hi, I'm Manasa, and this video is proof that it only takes 21 days to become an articulate speaker. In this video, I go 21 days posting 3 videos every single day, and you can see the transformation that happens from day 1, video 1, to day 21, video 3. And I go from using multiple filler words and a lot of gaps and unclear thinking to 0 gaps, 0 filler words, and a very clear, articulate speech. And throughout this journey, you see me talking about AI, business, marketing, and even my personal story. It helped me in becoming a better speaker at my podcast and also speaking on stage, which was the original reason I even started this whole challenge. And I want to thank Reece, who is the communication coach that suggested this challenge. And if you're looking for a community of like-minded individuals and ambitious women who are trying to grow and constantly learn things like AI and business, this is the community for you. It's called Build With Her, and it is my free community for any woman interested in business or AI or tech, for us to collaborate and learn from each other. If you want access, comment link and I'll send it to you right now. I'll see you there and hope you enjoy the rest of the video.
Hi, I'm Manasa, and this is Learning to Speak Challenge, Day 1, Video 1. This was inspired by Playful Playground, and the reason I wanted to start this challenge was because I have always been a very shy person growing up, and I was using a lot of filler words like likes, us, and does, and so on and so forth. Over the course of the last few years, I learned and trained myself to use less of those filler words, but I still need to learn to be more, articulate speaker and process my words in a more clear manner. And I guess this is the first day of the challenge, and I wanted to document that. There you go. That was 1 minute. So it's supposed to go for, I'm supposed to do 3 posts every day for 21 days. So I'll see you in the next post. Also comment below if you want to know more about the challenge, or just if you have any questions that I want, if you have any questions that I can answer. And I know this is the first video, so there's not going to be that many edits. It's just going to be the raw video that I'll be posting every day. So, cool.
I'm Manasa, and today is day 1, and this is video 2 of Becoming an Articulate Speaker challenge. And the reason I wanted to start this challenge was so that I can become a better speaker, and I wanted to start it now specifically because I have an event that is going to happen on November 1st where I will be speaking on stage. Although it's not going to be in English, it's going to be in Telugu. It's for an Indian cultural event that's happening. I still want to learn to be a better speaker, so that the whole point of my account is so we can get more women's voices in AI and tech and business. And the best way to, empower other women to speak up is by becoming a better speaker myself. So that's the reason I started this challenge. So let me know what other topics I can talk about. Put it down in the comments. And that was 1 minute.
Hey, thank you for saying that I was well spoken. But essentially the challenge is that you need to practice speaking in a clear way without using filler words. And when you have the urge to say filler words, you would just take a pause, and you would record and review yourself over the course of 21 days. and you would ask ChatGPT for those impromptu speech prompts. For the first 7 days, you would choose the easy prompts. The second set of 7 days, or the next 7 days, you would choose the medium prompts, and the last 7 days is going to be the hard prompts, but you would do it for a minute and a half. I will put the ChatGPT prompt in my caption, so you can use that. And the way I personalized it is I asked ChatGPT to give the prompt based on everything that I always talk about, topics like personal branding, business, tech, etc. So definitely check it out.
Hi, I'm Manasa, and today is day 2, and this is video 1 of learning to speak better challenge. And let's start the 1 minute. Okay, there it is. Okay, thank you, Reece, for the question about whether technology is making us better or worse. I do think that it's really based on how we're using technology, and it depends on the people. I do believe that technology is just a tool, and whether it's making us better or worse is dependent on the people that are using it. For example, if we have medical technology, that is definitely making us better in terms of, I guess, a person's lifespan, increasing a person's lifespan. And social media is able to connect all of us from across the globe. And I do think that it has a good side and a bad side as well. That's 1 minute. But thank you. Okay, hot take. I think AI is sexist. Think about it, guys. AI is trained on all of past data. And when you notice that a lot of the past data, women were not included in making major decisions, or just having a voice in a lot of things. So now, now even when you ask, say, ChatGPT for give me some feminine voice, something, blah, 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 it's gonna give off it's gonna give off a very generic, girly pop, hyper feminine slop, because that's how generally guys think that women talk. Shit. The timer went off. Think about that. Let me know. Hi, I'm Manasa, and this is day 2, video 3 of learning to become an articulate speaker challenge. And the impromptu speech prompt that ChatGPT gave for me this time was why every female entrepreneur needs to have a personal brand. And I'd like to say that your personal brand is going to become your resume. Your online presence, what you put out there, is what is going to connect you with millions of women or millions of people worldwide. And people follow your journey, and they try to associate the things that they like about you with themselves. And having your personal brand out there my 1 minute is done. But having your personal brand out there is going to empower so many other young women to really believe in themselves and start that dream business, work on their dream project, or something that they've always been passionate about. So, which is why I truly believe that every female entrepreneur needs to have a personal brand. That's it. Thank you. Hi, I'm Manasa, and this is day 3, video 1 of the Becoming an Articulate Speaker Challenge. And the topic that I got from ChatGPT was, why should women learn more about AI and automation? I'd like to think AI now is similar to the introduction of internet back in the day. And when the internet started, a lot of people didn't really know how to incorporate that into their life because it was something extremely new, and it made, I guess, an even playing field. So that's the same thing that's happening now with AI. It made a completely even playing field for everybody to become wealthy and increase generational wealth and create generational wealth for themselves and their family, which is why it's very important to get into AI and automation and all of the new technology that's just coming out, because nobody knows anything about it. So now it's really about who takes the first step and experiments with it first, and then that's really who gets an advantage in the future of building generational wealth. Cool. Hi, I'm Manasa, and this is day 3, video 2 of Becoming an Articulate Speaker Challenge. And the topic that ChatGPT gave me was, what does automation mean for small business owners? I'd like to think automation equals freedom. Automation is building systems that make scaling easier for the small business owners to become medium-sized or even large corporations. It allows them to scale while also having some peace of mind, and I guess you could imagine it as a mom that's able to go to their kids' soccer games because the automation is able to take care of all of the leads that are coming in to her salon business. It can be a young woman that has to go to the gym because she needs to refresh her mind of working on her business, because automation is able to take care of the people or nurture the leads that are coming in to her e-commerce business. It allows individuals to go on with their regular lives or their desired lives without burning out from administration tasks or repetitive tasks that can be easily taken care of with either AI and automation tools. That's it. Thank you. Hi, I'm Manasa, and this is day 3, video 3 of Becoming an Articulate Speaker Challenge. And the prompt that ChatGPT gave me was, how did content creation influence my confidence? I think content creation allowed me to be okay with the concept of progress over perfection. Because over time, over the last 1 year, I was trying to be perfect in a lot of my posts, which had caused me to burn out a lot of times, and I wasn't able to post consistently. And I know that is one of the main reasons why I haven't been able to reach my audience that I've been trying to reach for so long. But now that I'm working on this challenge, this is an easy challenge for me to do. I just post 3 videos. That's 3 minutes of me talking straight to the camera, and I don't edit it because I'm trying to work on my articulation and just the way I speak. And I do want to become a better speaker. So these reps really built my confidence over time. And I hope to become an even more confident person through this journey. That's it. Thank you.
I'm Manasa, and today is day 4, video 1 of Becoming an Articulate Speaker Challenge. And the ChatGPT prompt that I got this time was, when did I realize that systems were working for me? So I would say right about now, because I'm on my way to Biketoberfest, and when somebody comments school on any of my videos or reels, they're able to have a conversation on DMs with ManyChat automation, and they're able to take it, and the chat is able to send the link to whoever is interested. And the community is about empowering women to work together, whether they're in AI or business or tech. So you should just check it out. If you want to try it, comment school, and you can try the ManyChat automation yourself. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Manasa, and this is day 4, video 2 of Becoming an Articulate Speaker Challenge. And the prompt I got this time was, what is my favorite tool and why? I will always, hands down, say Claude. Because I was able to create my entire business plan when I first got started in literally 24 hours. I sat down in the morning and I was trying to figure out the name, the business plan, my target audience, and all of that about like a year ago, I would say. But the reason I picked Claude is because it has great critical thinking skills, I would say, and it does a much better job with creative expression compared to other models like ChatGPT or Perplexity. And when we ask for, creative ideas or more human-like content ideas, I would say Claude does a much better job compared to these other LLMs. All right, thank you. Hi, I'm Manasa, and this is day 4, video 3 of Becoming an Articulate Speaker Challenge. And the prompt that I got this time was, how do I balance being a creative and a technical person? Think of being creative and technical as 2 things that are very necessary in order to become successful. You can't be creative without being technical, and you cannot be technical without being creative. They cannot exist without one another. Meaning, if you want to be creative, you need to know how to use certain tools so it creates space for that, I guess, creative flow. For example, I have my systems for my business in place so that it gives me the time to get in that flow state and be a creative person. And I also have to be creative in my time. Well, not time. I also have to be creative in the way I design my systems, or I guess the technical part. So it really is a necessity to have that right balance between both being creative and a technical person. Thank you. Hi, I'm Manasa, and this is day 5, video 1 of Becoming an Articulate Speaker Challenge. And the prompt that I got this time was, why is storytelling a business superpower. Storytelling is a way of connecting with another human being. People are now craving more connection than ever, which is why communities and community building is on the rise. If you go look at run clubs or third spaces, all of these are, I guess, ways of connecting with another person and trying to make friends, whatever it is. And the more you're able to tell better stories, the more you're able to persuade your customers into buying your product, or at least adding your product into their daily lives. Which is why storytelling is an extremely important aspect of branding, marketing, and whatever it is, whatever other means you need to make that sale happen. Thank you. Hi, I'm Manasa, and this is day 5, video 2 of Becoming an Articulate Speaker Challenge. And the prompt I got this time was, what is the hardest part of being consistent online? And I would hands down say always the problem with perfectionism. Oh my God, the number of times I deleted or redid a video, or I had to redo a project because it wasn't perfect enough for me, is just countless. Because what that creates is burnout, essentially. All you do is think about, how can I make this better? How can I make this more perfect? But all it does is just leads you to burnout, and you will feel even worse from not doing enough, like because of that perfectionism, and you will just stop working on it. Like I did. I went all in and tried to be perfect for 5 days straight, and then the 6th day I'm like, no, I'm exhausted, and I don't work on it for 1 or 2 days, and then after that I'll feel bad. Oh no, I didn't do it for 2 days. What happened? Blah, 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 blah. And then 2 days turns into 2 weeks. So yes, don't fall for perfectionism. Progress over perfect each and every time. Hi, I'm Manasa, and this is day 5, video 3 of Becoming an Articulate Speaker Challenge. And the prompt I got this time was, how does travel influence my creativity? Traveling opens up an entire side of my brain that does not get open when I'm working from my house in front of 2 monitors and I'm just by myself. When I travel, I get to see so many different perspectives and meet people from all walks of life and different lifestyles, that I'm able to make those different connections between multiple people, or just different things that I normally wouldn't get if I'm just out here going on my day-to-day life. And I think that is one of the main reasons that I become more creative after a trip or during a trip. And this is perfect timing for this prompt because I just got back from Biketoberfest, and the people I saw over there, they're such nice people, but very, very different lifestyle from your average regular people. And it's a way more YOLO lifestyle than anything else. So yeah, that was how travel affects my creativity, I guess. Hi, I'm Manasa, and today is day 6, video 1 of Becoming an Articulate Speaker Challenge. And today's also Diwali, so happy Diwali to all those who celebrate. I just want to give an advice to fellow South Asian women about entrepreneurship. Your network is your net worth. I know that a lot of people, or a lot of South Asian people, they focus mainly on community, and they really support you when it comes to the family and traditions and all that. But when it comes to business, there's very few who are going to be supporting of that. So I suggest network with as many people as you can, whether that be through your college or through your business, but your network is going to build your net worth. Thank you. Hi, I'm Manasa, and this is day 6, video 2 of becoming an articulate speaker. And the prompt I got this time was, what is one lesson I learned from working remotely? I would say, hands down, find your community. Because as much as we want to be alone and work from the comfort of our house or the comfort of just any cafe, we all crave that community, and you need to find your people. And when we work from the office, we have this inbuilt group of people that we are able to connect with on a day-to-day basis. But if you're working remotely, you need to find your crowd by putting effort into it. So if you want to be part of a village, you gotta act, or you gotta be a villager. You need to actually put in the effort to be parts of communities based on your interests and your ideologies. That's how communities grow. Hi, I'm Manasa, and this is day 6, video 3 of Becoming an Articulate Speaker Challenge. And the prompt I got this time was, how do I keep showing up online even when I'm scared? Most people are scared of being seen and scared of being judged. And I want to tell you that the people who are judging you and talking behind your back, they're right where they belong. They're behind you. And when I think that somebody's talking behind my back, I just think like, are you having a good view? Because I've been working out, But in all seriousness, you have to create for the younger version of yourself. Your younger version of yourself isn't going to judge you for pursuing your dreams. There's a younger version of me, that 22-year-old Manasa who just got into corp and she's super lost and she wants to start a business, or she's thinking about pursuing her passions and she's scared to take her first step, but she sees my videos and she's like, you know what? If she can do it, I can do it too. So that's how you got to think about it. Just create for that younger version of yourself and create something that you wish you had when you were just starting out. Thank you. Hi, I'm Manasa, and this is day 7, video 1 of Becoming an Articulate Speaker. And the prompt I got this time is, why is building a community way harder than building a following? To build a following, I think it's pretty easy. People just find one thing that they like from a video and they're like, you know what? I'm gonna follow this person. But building a community revolves around sharing certain ideologies of that community, meaning that we share the same values. We're going towards the same goals. That's what building a community consists of. And it's one of the reasons why I started my own community, which is Build With Her. It's for women in AI and business and tech to all come together and really collaborate and learn and work together so we can build a better future with AI. Thank you. Hi, I'm Manasa, and this is day 7, video 2 of Becoming an Articulate Speaker Challenge. Now you might be wondering, what even is this challenge? This was inspired by Progress Playground, and this challenge is where I get impromptu prompts from ChatGPT ranging from easy to medium to difficult, and I record myself talking for 21 days and I do 3 videos every single day. Why did I even start this challenge, you might be wondering? It's because I have a talking event on November 1st, and also I'll be talking on a podcast, my very first podcast. So I really wanted to become a better speaker before I talk on stage and talk on that podcast, and just become a better and articulate speaker in general, which is why I documented this journey so far, and we are 1 week in and I have 2 more weeks to go, so let's keep it going. And that was 1 minute. Thank you. Hi, I'm Manasa, and this is day 7, video 3 of Becoming an Articulate Speaker Challenge, and the prompt I got this time is, what are your core values and why? My core values are be fearless, be respectful, and be kind. The last two, be kind and be respectful, is something that has been instilled in me being the eldest South Asian daughter. And I just really grew up with these values, just being kind and respectful with everybody that I've interacted with. But the be fearless one, that's something new that I've added to my core values, because I just want to live my life to the fullest and experience it to the fullest. And the only way to do that is by being fearless, which is why I started my own business, started content creation, and I started documenting my life and my journey of doing those things so that it can inspire another young girl that is also trying to get into business or content creation, whatever their passions are. I want them to be fearless like I am trying to be. So if you share my values, make sure to give a follow. And also, by the way, this is 1 week into Becoming an Articulate Speaker Challenge, so I'm done with the easy prompts. We're going to be entering the medium prompts, so comment any questions that you want me to answer that are medium, I would say. So let me know. Thanks. Hi, I'm Manasa, and this is day 8, video 1 of Becoming an Articulate Speaker Challenge. And the topic this time is the mental shift from an employee to an entrepreneur. I am currently an employee, but I'm also an entrepreneur. But I do notice that the shift that had to occur to go from being an employee to being an entrepreneur is that when you're an employee, you get told what you need to do, versus when you're an entrepreneur, you need to think about what to tell other people. You need to be able to focus on a lot of moving parts, and you need to be able to communicate effectively. I'm not saying that being an employee, you don't need to know these skills, but for an entrepreneur, you definitely need to know how to communicate, know how to manage your projects, manage your employees. And there's a lot of moving pieces when it comes to being an entrepreneur, which requires a lot of, I guess, you need to be able to adapt very quickly and learn very quickly when you're an entrepreneur. That's it. Thank you. Hi, I'm Manasa, and this is day 8, video 2 of Becoming an Articulate Speaker Challenge. And the topic is, what is my favorite aspect of my culture and why? And thank you so much for your comment. And I would definitely say it's the community, because growing up in a South Asian family, you're constantly surrounded by extended family or your friends of the your friends or the friends of your family, and you're constantly surrounded in a community, and people are always going to be there for you. And sure, there's like some, I guess, drawbacks, because like, I wouldn't call them drawbacks, but people are always up in your business. But it's a good thing, because most of the time they're very sweet about it and they try to help you. But it's really up to us whether we take that advice or not. So yeah, I will always say that my favorite aspect will always be community and the built-in ecosystem that it creates for us, so that we're never really alone at any point. So yeah, that's it. Thank you. Hi, I'm Manasa, and this is day 8, video 3 of Becoming an Articulate Speaker Challenge. And the topic is really the 3 things that I learned after starting this challenge to become a better speaker. First of all, it's going to take some time and lots of practice to get rid of those filler words that you've been using for 20 plus years of your life. Number 2, the way to become more articulate in speaking is to exercise your mouth muscles as much as you exercise any other muscle in your body. And the way to do that is through practicing tongue twisters or doing vocal exercises to really train your voice and project more of your voice so people can hear you speak. Number 3 is to become a clear thinker and a clear speaker. You need to exercise your brain as well, so that what's up here comes out of here. And the way I'm trying to practice that is through reading literature, classic literature, or just any books out loud. I usually read my books regularly, like in my mind, but reading them out loud enables us to practice those words and add them to my vocabulary. So yeah, those are the 3 tips. Hopefully it helps somebody. Thanks. Not a lot of people talk about this, but the hidden cost of not systemizing your business is your health. Think about it. When you don't systemize your business, that means either you or somebody on your team needs to be constantly picking up those leads, picking up those phone calls, or doing all sorts of admin work. And that stuff, which can be taken over by AI, and if you are not fully utilizing the new technology to its full potential, that means you're doing work that's unnecessary, and that work takes time. And that precious time that you could have put towards improving your health, because nothing is more important than your health. The real wealth is your health. So if you don't systemize your business, that is going to lead you to not have enough time, which in turn is going to affect your health, whether it be your mental health or your physical health. So make sure to systemize your businesses. Thank you. Hi, I'm Manasa, and this is day 9, video 2 of Becoming an Articulate Speaker Challenge. And the topic is, why do creators need to think like engineers? Because, my love, there's so much data in the world, And you need to use that data to your advantage. Because think about it. We already have millions and millions of pieces of content, and we know what works for hooks, and we know what's working for the topics that are relevant in any specific given niche. So now that you have the topic and you have the hooks that are working, engineer your way into the content creation, and all you need to really change is you need to give them your point of view on that topic. You can use that same hook, you can talk about the topic, but what can't be replicated is what you're thinking about that topic, or how you can create a certain transformation using, I guess, very specific tools that only you know how to use. So it is very important for you to start thinking like an engineer. Thanks. You will never be productive if you do not have clarity. And when I say clarity, I mean, what is the end goal and what are the exact steps that you need to take to reach that end goal? I started out with extreme confusion, meaning I didn't know where to start. I didn't know what my why was. I didn't know the steps I need to take to reach my end goal when it comes to building my business, which was DigiMaids, or building my community, which is for female entrepreneurs and women interested in AI and tech. I didn't know a lot of things, and my clarity was missing when it came to the steps and what my end goal was. And now that I have a clear goal and my clear why, I'm able to move so much faster and get done way more things now that I know the exact step-by-step formula that I need to follow, which made me so much more productive, which is why you also need to know that clarity is what is going to lead to productivity. I might get canceled for this, but AI is going to replace personal assistants because business owners want thinkers, not taskers. What does that mean? Meaning that they don't want to think about every single task that needs to happen throughout their business and tell their personal assistants who are going to work on that task, aka the taskers. They want thinkers, meaning that if the business owner has a specific goal and they tell the personal assistant about that goal, they should be able to think about what are the tasks that need to happen to reach that end goal, aka the thinkers. And with the advancements that we have in AI, meaning AI agents that are coming into light, whether it's, Google Gemini or OpenAI's ChatGPT agents, all of these are able to take the goal that you have in mind and they're able to execute the tasks through browsers or just agent builders in general, which is why AI is going to replace those personal assistants, or at least amplify them at some point. Thank you. I believe that the rise of female founders would mean there's going to be more compassion and empathy at the workplace, meaning that we would have, I guess, women-friendly workplace environment, and it's not going to be that hostile, especially if it's a tech company of some sort. We already know that certain people say that we need more masculine energy in tech, but I definitely do think that having female founders will lead to a more compassionate and empathetic workplace and a more accepting workplace environment. Thank you. It's so interesting to me how technology mirrors human psychology, meaning that when we were, I guess, younger, people were really craving that connection and community, and the internet allowed us to become collaborative in ways that we never even thought of, where a person from one part of the world is able to connect with somebody in another part of the world. But as technology progressed, at this point in time, our world is so lonely, and people are really craving that connection again. But since we relied so much on technology over the last few years, now we're reverting back to more in-person engagement, and that's where technology like, community apps or community groups, online communities are transforming into in-person community meetups, and that's really how human psychology is impacting technology. And another thing is, well, that's one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is just companies trying to exploit these lonely people by providing chatbots that create an emotional attachment. And people really are going to get so attached to those chatbots. We don't know what the future is going to hold for people that create this dependency between themselves and this type of technology. So really, we got to see how everything's going to be changing in the near future. Thank you. Imagine that you're an investor, and here are two pitches that are presented to you. The pitch number 1. Hi, this is product X, Y, and Z, and we serve customers X, Y, and Z. And we want you to invest in us, and we're going to make money, and you're going to make money. That's it. Now the pitch number 2. This is our story. We help these customers with these problems because we had certain problems in our past and we are trying to solve this problem. We want you to be part of our story. Invest in us. Doesn't the pitch number 2 sound better? That is because storytelling converts way better than a sales pitch, because humans are wired to learn from stories, because that's how generations of us have shared information, and it makes us more human in that way. And at the end of the day, whether you're an investor or a founder or whoever you are, you're still a human, which is why storytelling is engraved in our livelihoods, and we need to focus way more on storytelling than anything else. Thank you. You are never going to be successful if you do not take risks, and you hear the saying everywhere when it comes to building a business or working on your passion or whatever it is, but this statement is so far away from reality when it comes to South Asian culture, because I think it has a lot to do with generational trauma, to be honest. Think about it. Indians have been ruled by the British, and that's where the now popular education system is coming from. And when British introduced their education system in South Asian countries, they were trying to just make soldiers or people that listen to orders and not to disobey. So naturally, we've been conditioned over years and years and years of just sticking to the safe route and obedience, which is why risk-taking sounds so out of reach for a lot of South Asian people. So it does take a lot of conditioning and, I guess, healing internally to really start seeing that change within yourself to go ahead and pursue your dreams or pursue that passion and take more risks. Thank you. Community equals collaboration and competition equals isolation. And I truly believe that, because when you're in a community, the amount of ideas that you receive or give to other people and the amount of collaboration that happens between people in that community who probably share a lot of their values and ideologies is insane. And when you're in constant competition with everybody, thinking, oh, if I told somebody my idea, they might steal it, etc., you're thinking in what is the word? Scarcity mindset, meaning that maybe this might be the last idea. No, have confidence in yourself where you think, okay, if they steal that idea, I am capable enough to think of something much better than that idea, because if that idea came out of me, I'm pretty sure I can make a better idea than the one that they just stole. And it's okay. And again, like I said, community will lead to way more collaboration, and you're gonna go much, much farther in life when you're part of a community compared to when you're in isolation and constantly trying to hide your ideas or hide your, I guess, products from other people, thinking that they might steal it or something. Thanks. If you're a business owner, let me hold your hand while I tell you this. You do not need another subscription or another tool. What you need is a proper structure, meaning you need to figure out what the workflows are for your business, what to do after a certain task that you keep delegating to your VAs but can easily be done by other tools like ChatGPT, Zapier, Make.com, N8N. You don't need another subscription for a wasteful AI wrapper. Save your money, because I'm telling you, those costs will add up very quickly. Save your money. Use ChatGPT and the existing tools wisely. Thanks. Ooh, I love this question. To this I answer, a princess face, a killer body, samurai mind, in the wise words of Nicki Minaj, because I'm telling you, success for me means that I have a healthy body and I have a healthy mind that I constantly nurture by learning more and thinking creatively and in keeping it engaged, and obviously a princess face because I want to look cute while doing all of that. And I really want to build a business which allows me to have all of this, and that's what success means to me. Sure, revenue is what is going to lead me to said desires and goals, but those three things are really what I mean when I say I want to be successful. If somebody tells you that you can be balanced while building a business, they are lying to you, because there is no such thing. You are going to look like a lunatic trying to build a business from the ground up, and you have a vision in your mind that you know is going to be coming to a reality, but other people are not seeing that vision yet. It's just you in that room. It's just you looking at that computer and trying to figure out those bills and trying to figure out workflows and SOPs, and no one is going to be able to understand you. And other people might think that, you know, we need balance. Oh, you have to live your life. You're young, blah, 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 blah. I will be young, but that's the reason that I need to go completely into that business, because otherwise I know that I will regret it if I start later on. Now is really the time to really risk it all, especially if you're young. Risk it all. Forget balance. Like, go all in for your business and go all in for your dreams. Be willing to look like a lunatic. Thanks. What do most creators get wrong about consistency is that it's so freaking hard, man. My God, I'm so tired right now. I've been working nonstop all day, and I still have to put out content. My day 12, I would say, or 12 and day 13, video 1 of the Becoming an Articulate Speaker challenge. And I know I can't sleep without pushing those 3 videos on for today, so this is gonna be my video 1 entry. And I just have to keep saying to myself, it's okay to suck, but it's not okay to skip. And I'm not gonna be skipping today. Let's keep the momentum going. I still have 2 more videos left. Also, comment below if you want me to talk about a certain topic. I have 1 more day left until I have to enter the hard prompts for this challenge. Send me your hardest prompts that you can think of, but you know, about things that I'm able to speak about: personal branding, AI, marketing, etc. Thanks. Because of the introduction of AI, there is not going to be a traditional route to jobs or employment. It's all going to be interest-based, which is why the education system needs to be modified by a lot. And we need to encourage students to really pursue whatever dreams it is that they have, and we need to ask them what impact they want to create in the world, rather than what do you want to become in the future. And that shifts their mindset from my job is going to be taken over by AI to how can I amplify my work using AI, because really it's the future and we need to, whether we like it or not, use it. So yeah, thanks. Oh, this one hits close to heart. Oh my God, the number of times that I got super tired or so overwhelmed because I had so many things to do. And at the end, I just couldn't really focus on getting anything done, which leads me to be less productive. It's a straight up example of how there is a link between emotional regulation and productivity, which is why you have to really practice resilience. I think it was Layla Hermosi who was saying that Resilience is how quickly you can get back to baseline. And that really comes in handy when you have to emotionally regulate yourself and get back to being productive. And I'm not saying that you should not rest or feel your emotions. No, no, no. Feel your emotions, but at some point, get back to your baseline and get productive. Thanks. If you're a busy business owner and you're struggling to get leads, these are the only two things that you need to focus on. Hi, I'm Manasa, and I run an AI automation agency that is specifically designed to help female entrepreneurs get leads. So, two things. You need to focus on inbound and outbound. Inbound is when you attract people to your brand, and that includes putting out social media content, focusing on artificial intelligence engine optimization, or trying to get your name on an AI chatbot. And that includes SEO, which is the way you get your name listed on Google, and a step above that so that you can show up on the AI chatbots. And once you do attract those leads, you need to be able to nurture them, and that's going to be through a chatbot on your website, or it's going to be through voice agents. And the second one is going to be outbound. We got to get through that quick. Outbound is when you focus on trying to reach out to people that you either don't know or that you know. People that you don't know, that's going to be through cold outreach, which needs to be done through automating your email outreach through Apollo and Apify tools. And that's pretty much it. And warm outreach is the people that you do know. That one you need to figure out an automation that is going to take your current contact list or whatever is in your CRM and re-nurture them, essentially, to get them to buy into your offer. That was over 2 minutes, my bad. Okay, cool, thanks. If you're an entrepreneur and you want to get leads, but you don't want to spend way too much time on creating content, I suggest that you clone yourself. Hi, I'm Manasa, and I run an AI automation agency called Digimates that helps female entrepreneurs get more leads. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to create a clone of yourself with a 5-minute video through HeyGen. And once you create that video clone of yourself, you're also going to train it with your voice about an hour of your recording through a tool called 11 Labs. And once you're able to connect your video clone with your audio clone, now all you need to do is provide it with scripts that are going to be trained on your voice, your brand tone and voice. And once it creates the scripts, it can automatically create videos in your voice and with your face without you having to do anything. And you could just directly post that after editing and everything. But if you want me to take care of it, make sure to comment leads and I can take care of that for you. Thanks. Hi, I'm Manasa, and this is day 14, video 3 of Becoming an Articulate Speaker Challenge, and we are done with the medium prompts. Essentially, in this challenge, I need to record myself 3 times a day for 21 days so I can become an articulate speaker without using filler words and without using gaps while I'm speaking. And I need to also train myself to have clear, thoughts or sentences so that I flow much better. I do see a lot of improvement. I'm not sure if y'all notice or not, but I do notice a huge improvement in my articulation and my lack of filler words, essentially. I do want to thank Reece for suggesting this challenge, and I'm glad that I really took part in it. Now I'll be going to the harder challenges or harder prompts from ChatGPT, or you could comment anything that you want me to talk about in terms of personal branding, marketing, or anything related to AI. I am all yours. Thank you. Your business only grows as much as you grow as a person, which is why your business should be the one following your personal brand, not the other way around. Because you could grow as a person, meaning you increase what skills you have and you could change up an entire business. But once you grow your personal brand and you build an audience for yourself, that audience is going to be invested in you as a person. And whatever journey it is that you start, they're gonna want to follow you into that next venture or business in this case, which is why people who get started, let's say in the music industry, for example, Rihanna, she started out with the music industry and she's built a very strong personal brand, and her audience who love her for her music and her personality, they follow her personal brand. And now when she created her makeup and beauty brand, they followed her into that business as well, because they've been watching her grow and they've been following her personal brand. So now when she created these new businesses, they follow her into that business as well and become consumers at the end. So TLDR, create a better personal brand, and once you do have a personal brand, your business should be the one following your personal brand. Thank you. Nobody likes to admit this, but visibility is a new form of currency. In this day and age where the demand for content is, let's say, here, and the supply for content is over here, all of these people are trying to compete for essentially the audience who are just these, like this, at this level. And only the best of the best are the ones that are going to be able to capture these audience and turn them into consumers, which is why brands need, or even personal brands really need to focus on getting more quantity and more quality content out there. And you have to understand that it takes a person at least 7 interactions with some person on the internet or just a brand in general in order for that to be registered into their mind and then make that purchase, which is why you need to become as visible as you can across multiple platforms and keep creating content and increase your visibility as much as you can, so you can really gain that audience who are then going to turn into consumers. Thank you. The rise of AI is going to create more barriers for women in business unless we empower them to take better steps into educating themselves and really utilizing AI in their businesses. Because think about it, a lot of men in business, they're already thinking about systemizing a lot of things, and they are always talking to their tech bro friends about AI and their latest news about AI and automation and all that. But these sorts of conversations are very rare. Not rare, but I would say much less compared to, guys talking about AI and automation. It's one of the main reasons I started my Ladies Let's Talk Tech Street interview podcast, because I do want to get more women's voices in conversations about AI. And in these interviews, I try to ask them about what tools it is that they know of and use in their industries, what are their hot takes on AI, and what they think about AI in general with regards to their industry. It's so important to have these conversations because somebody out there on the other side of the screen, they might be looking at that interview and think, wow, maybe I could also implement that tool that she was talking about into my business. And these conversations make it so much more easier to empower young women into starting their businesses and pursuing their passion while utilizing AI and taking the next step forward. Thank you. If you're trying to become an entrepreneur sometime in the near future, you need to focus on becoming more emotionally intelligent than building your technical skills. This is only possible because of AI. AI made it possible that anybody from any backgrounds or any educational level is able to create a website, launch it, and even distribute it to people in a matter of a few days. This was not possible a few years ago. But in order to sell that product, you need to learn emotional intelligence in order to sell to a specific audience that you need to build. And once you're able to get that audience, only then are you able to sell the product that you were able to build in 2 or 3 days, vibe coding through Bolt or Lovable or Claude. The future is now in the hands of content creators or content curators or people who are extremely emotionally intelligent or just know a lot about human psychology in general. And they are the ones who are able to build an audience and hold their attention long enough that they're able to convert that attention into currency by selling their product that they can now build very quickly using AI because of that audience. So, yes, focus on emotional intelligence, not the technical knowledge at this moment in time. Thank you. Think of automation in personal branding as a way to create discussions around a certain topic. Let me give you an example. Let's say there is this ideation system that takes the most popular video in a certain niche from one creator, and since everything is a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy, we're gonna be trying to copy the topic of that very popular reel. But that opens up a discussion at this point because we already know that that topic is popular. So I'm able to take that topic and I'm able to put in my 2 cents on that topic. That's such a powerful tool to open discussions around very popular topics that we know a lot of people are interested in learning more about. So not only are we able to open up a topic for discussion, but we're able to build an audience for ourselves at the same time, which is why automations like ideation automation or just any sorts of social media or systemizing content creation sort of automations that are built through N8N or Make.com, they are very powerful in creating a system where we're able to put out our thoughts about certain topics, and those topics are what build up our personal brand, because those topics or niches, we're able to organize what's in our brain, which is like all over the place into certain structured, I guess, niches for us to, put in, give a more insights about. Thank you. Absolutely not. AI creators will never replace original human content creators because AI is very perfect in terms of either, I guess, like their images or the text. It always tries to be a very perfect version of a human, or it's trying to act human. But the beauty about the human content creators are just their quirks or maybe their imperfections that we're all able to relate to. The beauty about human content creators is that we're able to relate based on our imperfections. Think about it. The most viral reels, or just like the most viral memes, they're about somebody's mistake. And that mistake is then shared among others. It's either for laughs or just it's sharing these imperfections with another person. That's what makes human content creators so beautiful compared to the AI content creators. Sure, they're great for, I guess, marketing and branding and getting brand deals. They show a very perfect reality, but it's the human creators that show our imperfections within our, I guess, everyday lives. That's what make human creators. That's why I strongly believe that AI creators will never replace human content creators. Thank you. I never thought I would do a reel in a pirate costume about AI, but here we are. So yes, AI is biased because it is based on biased data. We have hundreds of years of data, and all of that is favoring men. I mean, think about it. The women were able to only own businesses in like 1988 or something. So up until that point, it was all, men making the decisions and men providing the data. So now that we have, women doing business and women using AI, it's still all based on, data provided by men, and it's obviously going to be biased, extremely biased, which is why we need to speak up more and have more of our voices heard through, lots of research. And we definitely need to catch up by a lot so that the future generations do not suffer from biased data that was provided to AI, making AI itself biased, So yeah, keep talking more about AI, get involved in conversations around AI, and let's keep it going, ladies. Thank you. Every CEO should have a content strategy, and I 100% believe that you need to show up as a human being, because obviously you're a CEO of a company, but people are buying from people. And think of this State Farm dude. He is the face of the company at this point, and anytime somebody is able to look at Jake from State Farm, they're able to relate to the company, which is State Farm, and that makes that whole experience more human compared to just businesses talking to consumers. It's going to be another human being talking to another human being across the screen. So definitely every single CEO needs to have a content strategy. They need to have a distribution system where the more visible they are online across multiple platforms, the more consumers are able to remember them and actually be willing to buy from that person, from that company. And again, think of this Jake from State Farm, dude. He was the one who really increased sales for that company and made that entire experience human. So if you want to make your company's experience with your customers more human, definitely personify that company and sell it human to human instead of a business to human. Thank you. If you're trying to own a business in the future, these are 5 steps that you need to take in order to become more emotionally intelligent so that you can thrive in the age of AI. It's called MESSS with 3 S's, so that you do not become an emotional mess. This is about emotional regulation. M is for motivation. Figure out your why. You need to understand why it is that you're sacrificing all of that time, energy, and money, and really understand your why. Like, it's the foundation for you starting a specific business. E, empathy. Empathy is your ability to put yourself in another person's shoes. You need to understand other people's problems so that you can solve those problems through your business. S is self-awareness. Self-awareness. Self-awareness is extremely important because you need to understand what your values, ideals, and skills are in order to really figure out how it is you can provide services or help to other business owners. That is that's the role of self-awareness. Self-regulation, that really comes down to resilience. You need to be able to regulate your emotions because entrepreneurship is a very long game. And if you're not able to regulate your emotions through the ups and downs of running a business, this is not for you. And last S is very important, social skills. You are trying to sell to another human being, so you need to know how to talk to people, and for that you need to increase your social skills. And there it is, MESSS. Remember that acronym so that you can increase your emotional intelligence and become a better entrepreneur in the age of AI. Thank you. Is it possible for somebody who has 0 experience talking on stage and extreme stage fright to host an entire cultural event? Well, I did that today, so it was extremely different from what I've ever experienced before. First of all, as soon as I got on stage, I was super scared. Like, my heart started beating like crazy. But what I wish I had done before getting on stage was actually prep my voice a little bit and also pump blood, because you have a lot of adrenaline going on right before getting on stage, because it's almost like your body is giving off the flight or fight response, and your heart's beating fast, your pupils are dilated, and it's like super crazy. But in order to, I guess, minimize that extreme stage fright, I did see a video of a speak coach who said that you need to do like jumping jacks, walk around a little bit so that you can have that blood pumping. That's number 1. And number 2, you need to warm up your vocal cords or your mouth to actually start speaking without stuttering. The first time I went on stage, it was like a bit weird, but after I got back, I did some vocal exercises. It was like super awkward. I think it was like, I don't know what it was called, but it was like or something, I don't know. But you have to do that. And the second one is saying tongue twisters. That was another thing that really helped. So these two things. What I didn't get to do was doing jumping jacks because I honestly didn't want to look like a crazy person, but maybe next time I'll try that. So yeah, that was my experience today. Thanks. Imagine the top actors and actresses getting a body double for a movie. Does that mean that the body double is going to be able to replace the actual actress or actor? No. The same way, AI can never truly represent you as a person, because sure, it's going to be able to copy your tone voice, and that only happens again because it trains off of your voice. And even if you create an AI clone of yourself, yeah, sure, it's gonna look like you. But what AI is not gonna be able to represent is the change, or even curiosity or creativity. Number one, it's not gonna be able to show how you physically change. If you let's say you create a clone of yourself, like, as you know, a normal, with using a normal video, and then you create a bunch of videos, you train it on your voice and everything, and then something major happens, and say you get a tattoo like here or on your, I don't know, on your face. Hey, it's okay, that's your choice. But after that, let's say your personality changes because of unknown reasons. AI is not going to be able to show that change because it's not truly representing your changed personality or physical appearance. It's only going to be able to get, or it's only going to be able to represent a certain version of yourself, of you, not the upgraded or changed or the creative version of you, because your mind is so complex and it's infinite, and you have infinite ideas that are constantly coming into your head. AI is not going to be able to replace that because it doesn't truly, again, represent you. It represents a specific version of you. Thanks. Every single thing in life is a pendulum. Before, we used to have extremely aspirational content, meaning that we would have videos of people living aspirational lifestyles go viral because people wanted to see more of that. But over time, we now became, like, the internet is now filled with content that is more relatable, meaning everybody's sharing their troubles. Everyone is trying to be more relatable and authentic, and that's a good thing. But the problem here is, at some point, we're gonna see people. I think people are gonna get tired of looking at other people just constantly crying, unfortunately. And we're gonna get back into the aspirational content soon, because we do not want to be, we don't want to have too much of anything. So, it was aspirational a lot, and then it went to very relatable. I don't think it got to the too relatable point yet, but it's getting there. And then it's probably going to swing back to the aspirational content. So right now, being relatable is a marketing tactic, kind of. Yes and no. But it's not going to stay like that for too long. It's going to change at some point. Thanks. Hi, I'm Manasa, and this is day 19 of becoming an articulate speaker. And I just got done shooting a podcast episode, my first ever one, might I say, with Attractive Mindset Studio with Darren Richardson. Make sure to check it out. I'm not sure when it's gonna come out, but it's gonna come out very soon. So, you know, follow me to get updates on that. But I learned a whole lot of things through that conversation. I also talked about being a computer science student in a male dominated field, about my business. I talked about my story, how I went from, being an employee to becoming an entrepreneur. It was such a great conversation. They definitely made me feel very comfortable to share my story. And huge shout out again to Attractive Mindset for putting this together. If you have any questions about the podcast or the studio or just what I talked about in the podcast, make sure to comment. But yeah, it was a lovely experience. Thank you. I think live is going to be a huge thing. I just got done with a conversation with Attractive Mindset podcast, and after the podcast, we had a pretty interesting conversation about how live is going to be this huge thing at the moment because everything is going to be AI, and we don't know what to trust online at some point. And I feel like a lot of people are going to really explore live streaming services to get that human feeling, because you can't fake anything on a live. You can't create an AI clone for the live yet. Yet is very important. But yeah, definitely gonna be looking into the streaming, and I want to create some sort of a channel where I would be working on a business and talking about topics surrounding AI and business through that streaming channel. Let me know if that's a viable thing, or if you would be interested in checking that type of stream out. Yeah, let me know. I think there's potential here. Thanks. One of the best things that I did to prep for this podcast was starting the 21 days speaking articulately challenge, because I just got done with my podcast and I think I did way better now than I probably would have about 19 days ago, because again, this is day 19 and I have 2 more days to go. But essentially the challenge is going 21 days, posting 3 videos a day with impromptu prompts from ChatGPT, which I did do that, and I was able to talk about a multitude of topics about AI, systems, personal branding, business, my personal story. None of this would have been possible if I hadn't taken a chance and gotten out of my comfort zone and really learned to not be afraid of being seen. So once I started this challenge, I was okay with imperfection. I was really okay putting myself on a camera and posting those stutters or ands and ums and those filler words, or even just going off on a rant. All of these things, I usually would have taken the video and deleted it. But I was comfortable enough to put myself out there, even the mistakes. So I'm glad that I did the challenge. I still have 2 more days to go, and I'm excited to finish it off strong. Thanks. Now, I'm no expert, but on my journey to become a more articulate speaker, I was following a couple of speaking coaches and communication experts. One was Vin Jung, the other was Reece, and another was Vanessa Van Edwards. And most of the time, I received the same suggestions, whether it's on podcasts or one of their videos. And it was, number one, practice speaking impromptu. And that's where the 21 days speaking articulately challenge came from. That was inspired from a reel I watched of Reece, of recording myself speaking for 1 minute straight for 21 days with impromptu prompts that I got from ChatGPT. It's similar to the record and review method that Vin Jung also suggests in a lot of his podcasts or videos. So that's where you record yourself speaking on a topic and you review that video through listening to the audio first and watching the video the second time and transcribing it to see how you're speaking in a more articulate way, or if you're able to explain your thoughts clearly. So these suggestions are one of my first suggestions, I would say, for becoming an articulate speaker. The second one is something that I learned over the last few days was warm up before speaking, because your voice or your vocal cords, they're very similar to how you would work out any part of your body. You need to warm up before doing any sort of speaking, whether it's on video or whether it's in person on a stage. And to do that, they suggest lip trilling and also doing tongue twisters. And the last one, the most important one, is practice confident body language and try to speak slowly, because if you speak too fast, that means your brain won't have enough time to process information and you'll be speaking what you're thinking, which doesn't really sound very confident to the audience. So the best way to prevent that would be by speaking slowly. So those are my 3 suggestions. I'll probably cut this video up so that I'm able to post everything together, but hopefully it helps. Thanks. No one's really talking about this, but I think a lot of platforms already have this live capability. For example, IG Live, TikTok Live, and even YouTube Live. We have all of these platforms, but I think there's one platform that's a bit ahead of the curve when it comes to live streaming, and that would be Twitch, because that's the platform that's really known for that sort of live streaming, casual chatting, or video games live streaming sort of endeavors. So people are already on there. They've explored being on live. And when I was speaking with my friend, he literally showed me somebody having a live stream of a guy watching a football match, and that's all he was doing. And there were about 4,000 people watching that live. I didn't know that people would be doing that. I didn't know that was a thing until I was speaking with my friend about this. So definitely there's a lot of potential for live streaming apps to be popping off in the next few years. I think there's a little bit of proof or validation already happening, because a lot of top, I guess, business influencers or even entrepreneurs are already getting into this live streaming trend. I think Alex Hermosi and Layla Hermosi, they were doing a live stream event, and they were doing multiple live stream events for their book launch, which really generated a lot of revenue because they were providing value in real time to people who were asking questions. It's almost like a TV show that you can watch and interact with in real life. So it's pretty insane. So definitely check out those platforms. I'm doing my own research as well. So let me know if you have any questions on that, or if you have any questions in general that you want me to talk about. Thanks. One more day left until we finish the Becoming an Articulate Speaker challenge, and I'm super excited. I learned a whole lot through this challenge, and it really prepared me well for both my speaking on stage thing and also being on my first podcast. I mean, that was intense. So being able to prepare using all of these questions that I got from ChatGPT about things that I already knew of, and these were kind of questions that was asked on the podcast as well. So it was great that I got a little bit of practice before even getting on the podcast. I was able to talk about those topics through my challenge, and I'm glad that it really inspired a couple of people starting their own challenges. And I'm truly grateful for Reece, and he's the communication coach that inspired me to start this challenge. I was just literally doom scrolling one day, and I was watching the video of this idea, and it was on a Wednesday, literally on a random day in the week, that I started this challenge. So truly grateful for all of the growth that I was able to get from doing this challenge. And if you have any questions that you want me to answer, this is probably gonna be no, tomorrow is gonna be my last day. So this is gonna be your last chance for asking me questions and for me to be talking about it. Thanks. I think we need a little reintroduction here. Hi, I'm Manasa, and this is day 21 of Becoming an Articulate Speaker Challenge, where I went for 21 days posting 3 videos a day, and I spoke about multiple topics that I got ideas from ChatGPT, ranging from easy prompts to medium prompts to hard prompts. And today is the last day of that challenge, and I see so much change in the way that I'm speaking and also the way I articulate myself. So thank you so much, Reece, for giving this challenge on a random Wednesday or a Tuesday that I started this out. And I'm super grateful for all the lessons that I learned through this journey. And I'm super grateful for everybody that joined on by following on TikTok and Instagram, and really tried to do the challenge themselves too. I'm so happy that it even inspired a couple of people to try it on their own. So I'm very happy about that. Today is the last day, and I think there's a couple of questions that I received too, so I might answer those. I'm ready to see what the next chapter brings. Thanks. Hi, I'm Manasa, and this is day 21, video 2 of Becoming an Articulate Speaker Challenge. And I really want to introduce myself to all of the new audiences that are on my page this time. I am a software engineer full-time, and I also own an AI automation agency where I help out female entrepreneurs automate leads through AI marketing strategies, and also I'm a dancer. I recently did a speaking, not gig, but I spoke at an event an Indian cultural event. And also, I went on my first podcast, which was crazy. And I really think that this challenge helped me out in preparing for both of those events, because I noticed that I'm a much better speaker now. I say way less filler words, and I'm able to confidently pause in between sentences when I'm thinking, or even when I just don't know what to say next. Like, I am able to articulate my thoughts much better now compared to before. And I'm really, really happy about the change that was brought due to this challenge. And if you have any questions or suggestions on the next challenge, let me know. Thanks. Ooh, I'm a Miami girl through and through. I think if you enjoy sunshine majority of the days, you will enjoy Miami. And also, it's a great place for you to be starting businesses and meeting very ambitious people, because Brickell and Miami downtown is literally filled with people who are building businesses. For example, I was living in downtown Miami for a couple of days with my friends, and I was literally meeting business owners and people just trying to work on different things as soon as I walk out the door. For example, I'll be walking in a grocery store and I'll just casually bump into another business owner. Like, it's insane the amount of ambitious people that are in Miami downtown. And as far as the weather goes, majority of the days it's pretty sunny, unless it's summer, where the weather is completely polar, bipolar, because the first half of the day it's gonna be extremely sunny, like your skin will burn off, and the second half of the day is just all pouring like crazy. So if you're prepared for that, sure, come to Miami. And also beware of alligators, iguanas falling off of trees in winters, and also cat 4 or 5 hurricanes coming to the city and nobody really going out anywhere. They're just at home partying. So have fun in Miami. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe for future content about AI, business, and marketing.